I literally haven't even touched Smash since I bought it back. And today I think I'm gonna start sanding on some stuff and kind of see where I was at on the body work and whatnot. I know that I was trying to get it into primer before the customer took it into storage. I didn't get the front clip done, it just didn't happen. But I know that I was pretty close on the roof, I believe, as I remember. I think the dash is ready for paint. So where I'd like to start is that upper half, that roof area, and see if, you know, kind of first goals to get it painted down to the belt line, because that's going to be the dark brown. I think I'm going to start off with the dark brown anyways. I can do that in the dash, but we'll just see where we're at here. Not sure. Don't know.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna be okay.
Well, I'm waiting for sandpaper to come from Ideal here, and the dash has a bit of overspray from the gold, and so I'm just gonna clean it up. A cleanup will be good on it anyways to get this dirt and who knows what off of it. I'll probably wipe it down before I do this actually. And just get it sanded and prepped and ready to go. Alright, got the dash blocked. There's a dent right next to the ignition. Just right next to it. I need to fix. And there's a deep scratch right on the edge of the back there. But yeah, just a couple little things, a few pinholes of course. And that should be ready to spray. I do need to go through the stuff and find the glove box door and get that fixed up. I got it sanded all the way down in here, so it'll look nice. And then now we'll do the roof. The roof. I don't know if I can show you the. It's got that texture to it. Anyways. Needs sanded. Well, I don't imagine you can see it in the video, but it's just so much better to get primer blocked. It just looks straighter, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just me or it's like when you get an oil change and you swear your car runs smoother, but it just looks better. It does have a few spots that we got to address. The biggest ones right here where we came across with that seam, there's just a couple of lows. I think that I actually need to carry the filler up here a little bit more so it'll curve off here a little better. But for a first primer, this is really good. And the other good thing is that the primer is set for a couple of years, and it just sands awesome when you let it dry for an exceedingly long time. It's nice if you can let the primer dry for at least a couple of months before you sand it, but that's you know, not usually the case. Anyways, yeah, a couple of spots here, nothing too bad. Didn't see a lot of pinholes. So we'll get these spots taken care of and get another coat of primer on here. So it might kind of seem like I'm doing a little overkill getting that much filler on there, but it's really not much. It's more of just a skimmer, and then by the time I get it sanded there won't be much left of it. But I want to make sure that where I seam these together, it still has that nice roll in there, and it kind of was given a shadow like it wasn't doing that roll right. So we're gonna see if this gets it done. All right, got our next body work run done here, and now going to get a little more primer on here. I've been really trying to clean these out and make them really nice, and it's a major pain in the butt. I want them to look really good, so putting in that work. Well, I'm happy with it. It looks actually really straight. There's a little bit of this and that in it, but the overall is looking quite good. You know, the little stuff obviously we'll get the next sand, but I think from the way it's looking that I'll probably be good on this coat. We might have to spot a spot, but I don't think we'll be repriming the whole thing again. We'll probably be good on this one. Kind of check it out while it's still got that moist shine to it. Moist.
Kyle's just over here checking out his whole selection of bumpers. Actually, this is part selection of his bumpers. So
Don't know which one. I don't know if you do original or.
and then
I really like those Cadillac bumper guards though.
yeah.
They need re-chromed, but then I got a fresh 56 Ford Cadillac Mercury. This is 55 Nomad, and I think it's actually best. I'm gonna see how much. That one was re-chromed, but it has a defect. Over there, some of the chrome came off, and somebody decided to weld it together, which does not help me out.
That usually doesn't go well.
If they wouldn't have welded it together, then I could have adjusted it and stuck the Cadillac bumper guards as my adjuster. So I got this old Cadillac bumper. I think it came off of about a 46, 49 hearse. I like a lot of the features of it. It has these points, and I'd kind of like to extend this out a little bit. That's kind of why I have those exhaust tips so far out, is I want that long stepped look. I just put the taillights on just kind of for reference on what they are and how they look, and I don't really plan to change those. I am going to mess with them a little bit, but not change them up. The Cadillac bumper's very much too wide, which is better than too skinny. I think I'll probably cut it right here if it allows me to. But cut them and then stick the ends on here and see how that looks, and then make the center the width that I need there. A couple of these little pieces aren't gonna let it sit right up there. So the exhaust is keeping me from moving it down. I want it to come down further. But I tell you what, it's not bad. What I want to do, well, first thoughts is I kind of take this and make a little piece that's kind of like what you'd call a bumper filler. So it'd be a piece that would come in here and kind of have the contour of the point start to come up, and then the rest of it would be on the car and it would come down to it. So I'd actually take the body here and roll it out into this piece. On the sides, I'd actually cut into the car a little bit to make a pocket for it, and it would sit into that pocket just a touch. Really not much, but you can see that's kind of what that's got for the factory bumper there. So we just make a bigger pocket there, make it match the new bumper there. But I like the angle of the front of it there. Might be opening up a whole can of worms, because if I like that little angle, then I'd want to do the back of the skirt that angle, the front of the skirt that angle, and then we get into craziness. And then why didn't I angle the post? Oh yeah, the customer didn't want that. I think I just kind of wanted it to be straight too. But now that I got this rear bumper here, we're not changing that roof. That glorious, beautiful job, we're not changing that. I need to get that exhaust tip out of the way so I can move this down. I believe, yeah, I just stuck, actually, yeah, 2 small tacks on it because I knew that I might be cutting it back off, and you know, here we are. So I cut the exhaust off of there to get that to come down some, and I'm liking it. You know, it has that nice low peaked look. I still want to take it into the body to where that kind of sits in a little flusher here, and then you can see how much it's been narrowed, so you know that much needs to come off of there and there. So that's quite a bit. That's, I'd say, at least 5 inches out of it, but it has that right look. What I'd like to do with the exhaust is kind of cut the bottom of these to where the exhaust tip sits right underneath it. I'll have to adjust the exhaust behind the fuel tank there. The fuel tank's right there, and I kind of went around it to kind of keep the exhaust away, but it'll have to kind of kick around and come out. Or I do kind of turn downs underneath the bumper there, and then put some dummy exhaust tips underneath those so it doesn't rattle on it and whatnot. And it would be hard to tell that the sound isn't coming out of there. You know, it'd only be a couple inches away from it. The sun's coming down here in southern Utah, February, and it was hit 70 degrees today here. It was freaking hot.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job.